Hello, welcome back to a new type of video for my channel. This is a new one for me. I'm going to be trying to predict the F1 2025 standings, the constructor standings and the driver standings. Alright, so, but it's going to be probably a short one because I'm more just going to give a brief explanation of, well, why I chose each driver or team to be in their placement. But overall, it is going to be a very quick one. Right, in the constructors, I reckon P10 is going to be Audi, because even though they're getting bought about Audi, they're going to have more funding. I think they need some time to actually fix up their car. It's going to take them a good minute, and they have a decent lineup, but some of the other teams have better lineups. P9 is Alpine. See, they've been doing. I just can't see doing that well. He showed in Abu Dhabi, like he didn't come out and instantly put in a shift, but it is his first actual race, so like you got to cut him some slack. But generally, I reckon I can't see him doing absolutely sick like some other people. I mean, Gasly, I reckon he'll do quite well, but they probably would have came P9 this season if it weren't for, if it weren't for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Alpine probably would have been like propelled up like that, and I can't see Gasly to put in an absolute shift again like that. Right, P8 is Williams. Now I love Williams, but it's unfortunate. I can't actually see them doing that well. As much as I really like them, I understand they are low budget. They're getting Carlos Sainz in. That's why I think they will still come there. They might be able to contest for a P7, but I reckon they're gonna come P8 just for that first season. Sainz still getting used to the car, and then it'll be the year after when they're really prepared forward. In P7, I've put Haas. Their new driver lineup is pretty strong, if you ask me. Behrman has shown to be he's very good in his couple races that he sat in for 2024, apart from Sao Paulo, but everyone did shocking there. So I reckon, other than that, he showed to be pretty good. As well as, and they have actually upgraded their car so much, as well as there is also Con. I know people don't really like him, but he is a decent driver. He can get some points on the board. So I think Hassan Williams could swap around, but I needed to make up my mind somewhere. I mean, now I'm thinking about it, I probably should have swapped them around, but it's too late now, so let's just stick it there. I'm swapping around Hassan Williams. And if you like the video so far, make sure you like and subscribe, and let's carry on. P6, I've put RB. Now, I'm assuming I'm going off the basis that it is the current lineup of Sonoda and Lawson. They have been doing sick this year. Since they got in, Danny Rick, Danny Rick set up a good start. Lawson came in and he put in a good performance to continue an upwards trend for the team. They are literally they're close to their with Red Bull, which is insane. It shouldn't be like that. So that's why I think they're going to secure a solid P6. Right, P5 I reckon it's Aston Martin. Even though they're getting Newey in, which I think will bring them forward, they won't have the time to really bring up the car too much in the first season. I think they're going to be more focusing on the 2026 regulation changes over this year. So that's why I think they're just a very, I think they'll just be a dominant midfielder. They're going to be a little bit limited by Lance Stroll, but yeah, let's not get into that. And Fernando Alonso is a consistent point scorer. If he has a decent car, he could get a podium, but I just can't see them getting a car that quickly. I think they'll be focused on their next regulations. P4 is actually Red Bull, because Perez, if he continues how he is and they're the second like 2/3 of the 2024 season, if he does that in 2025, he's gonna be shocking. He's gonna be horrific, and that's gonna really put them downhill. I think Max will still score good points, but if Perez is gonna let them down. And then Merck in P3. I think Antonelli, Toto Wolff, I love Antonelli so much for a reason. There has to be a reason for it. Like, you see the way that he treats that boy. That he has to see something there. So that's what, and I'm thinking, and again with Russell can get a good few wins in the season. If they have even just a decent car, not even a dominant car, just a decent car, then they can get wins. Like Russell can, and I think Antonelli will be able to do the same. Once he gets the first, he will need a bit of experience. I don't think he'll get a win, but I think he might get one win, but definitely will get some points. P2 is actually in the constructors. I think McLaren. I think they're only going to get. I think they had one win this season. Like they would have won it this season, and now I'm going to get it next season. Because if they picked up their car a little bit sooner, I think they probably would have got it because it was so close. And I think it will be a close one again, but I think they will just miss out on P1. So that leaves Ferrari in P1. big old Charles. Charles is like he will be able to win it. He'll be able to put in 50% of it easy. Like he was contending for the championship at one point in the season until Sao Paulo as well, and then also they got Hamilton. If they can have a car that fits Hamilton's style and that is fast enough where Hamilton can compete, he has shown in 2024 that he will still be able to compete and he'll put in an absolute shift. Him and Charles together, I think they will be able to dominate the season. If they have the car behind them, then they will be able to dominate. Right, now onto the Drivers' Championship. I'm, again, going off of there being, we're going to have Tsunoda and Lawson in here in the RB, and we're going to have Perez and Verstappen. That is what I'm going off of because those still haven't been chosen at this point in time. This is on the 17th of December 2024. So, in P20, Jack Doohan. I can't see him doing well. I'm going to be honest. There's not really much reason. I just think he won't fit into it too well. P19 is Bortolesso. He just won the F2 Championship, but he is coming into a very shocking car, and I think he'll do the best that he can. I think he'll definitely get a good few points, but he's not going to be. I just don't think he'll just be able to compete with these really good, like the way better cars, especially because he is inexperienced. He's like, look at, I'm pretty sure Sargent, like he did bits in F2, but he came in and was in the bin. So it's not necessarily always a tell. P18, Hulkenberg. Again, a very good driver. I think Hulkenberg is such a talented driver. He deserves this podium. But it's the car. I just don't think he's going to have the car behind him to get it. Same with Bortolesso. I think Hulkenberg has the experience, that's why I think he'll beat out Bortolesso, beat out Doohan. But he just won't have the car to really compete properly. Right, P17, Stroll. I reckon Aston Martin is just going to be a midfielder team. It's not going to be anything crazy, and Stroll isn't anything crazy, so put them two together and he's back of the pack. P16, Ocon. Him in the Haas, I think he'll be pretty quick, but again, it's just the car. Would it fit his driving style? I don't think it necessarily will fit him too well, and I don't think it'll be too rapid to the point where he'll be able to compete with some of the higher up teams. P15, Behrman. I think he will literally be like either on the same points with like 1 or 2 points with Ocon, but Ocon, well, he's going to hit someone. He's going to DNF 1 or 2 times. That's why I think Behrman will come out on top of him. Right, P14 is Gasly. I think he'll get the best out of the Alpine car, but it's the Alpine. It's not that great, and it's just, you need to accept that. The Alpine, the car isn't good. Gasly put in a shift this season, I'll give him that, but next season I don't know if he can bring out the same results again. P13 is Lawson. Lawson has shown that he deserves to be in F1, and I think that's why he'll get P13 in the RB. It has shown that he won't beat out his teammate, I don't think, but I think he'll do bits. P12, Albon. I love me and Alex Albon, but he is in a Williams, and so the Williams ain't fast. I love Williams, but they ain't the fastest car on the grid. And he is shown to get fairly consistent points, but I just don't know if he can get them like every race and then get him into the top 10. P11, Carlos Sainz. I think Carlos Sainz will just beat out Albon, but probably about 25% of his points, I reckon. But that I think he'll definitely beat out Albon because he is a better driver. It hurts me to say because I really like Albon. I also like Sainz, but I like Albon a little bit more. So I think Sainz will come to be secure at P11. But then that puts us in P10, which is Perez. If he does anything similar to this season, for like the whole season, he's P10. They ain't getting higher. He barely even got like P8 this season or something like that. Now, Tsunoda in P9. I think Tsunoda will very securely get this. He'll just beat out Perez. He is a very quick driver. He's also very short, with less weight in the car, I guess. So that's why I think he'll get P9. Alonso in P8. He's an experienced driver. He'll be able to make the best of that Aston Martin. He'll be able to take advantage as well of the midfielder car, 100%. Now, Antonelli in P7. Antonelli, I reckon, like I said, Toto sees something in him. I don't know what he sees, but whatever it is, it must be good. So that's why I think he'll be able to maybe get one race win. If the car is competitive, he'll get a race win, I think. And then he'll come out and he'll get some he'll get very consistent points, like decent consistently points, which to give himself a P7. And just above him in P6, I'm going to put George Russell in the same car, but just slightly more experienced. So he'll just be able to in those certain situations, like if it's wet weather, I think he'll just be able to do that a little bit better and stuff like that. Now, I've placed Piastri in P5. I'm pretty sure is that where I think Piastri, that's where he came this season. I think he'll just do the same, but there are better competitors on the grid. I think there's better drivers on the grid, more experienced drivers on the grid, in might be better cars. P4, I've put Hamilton. I really want to think Hamilton will win this championship, but I think he'll be very, very, very good to win Ferrari that championship. But I don't think they're getting any more than that. I don't think they're going to be able to win that. I think he'll get a couple race wins if they have the car, and I think he'll get a fair amount of podiums and very nice points each race. But I just don't think that'll just be enough to really push him any higher. Third is Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen is a quick driver. Even when he doesn't have the best car, he can make the best of it. He can really work that car. Like he did in the second half of the 2024 season, that one in the championship. I'm not a Max fan, but you've got to give it to him. It is a quick driver. That's why I think he'll still secure a P3. Now, P2 is big old Charles. I think he'll really push that Ferrari to its limits. It'll really, really push it to its limits to the point where it will probably blow up 1 or 2 times. But he is desperate for a championship. But I don't think it will quite catch Norris and P1 with that rocket ship. If they take that rocket ship into next year, and he has that for the whole season, I think he definitely secured that. Okay, hello. This is me from the future now. I'm just going to put this in somewhere. I basically realised, and the day after, Lawson got announced to be in the Red Bull seat, and Hadjar got announced to be in the RB seat. So the final standings do change a little bit, but they will be shown on screen now, and they're very, very similar, but they'll mostly be the same. So they'll be here now. You can read them and leave your comments on what you think, whether you think they're right or not. Well, anyway, here are my official final predictions on the screen. I don't know if they're all the same as I just said, because I had to say it after, obviously. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe. Make sure you check out all my other socials in my description. Peace.